Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into a big one. James Clear's Atomic Habits.
It's a really influential book, definitely.
Absolutely. And our mission here is simple. Pull out the core wisdom on building habits that actually, stick. Habits that can genuinely change your life, one tiny step at a time.
It's about making those big transformations feel achievable, right?
Exactly. Think of this as your shortcut to understanding how lasting change really happens.
And Clear kicks things off with a pretty bold statement, doesn't he? Something about goals versus systems.
He does. It's, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. That really sets the stage.
It totally reframes things. It's not about sheer willpower or ambition. It's about the underlying structure.
So let's unpack that. When he talks about atomic habits within these systems, what exactly is he getting at? Are they just small habits?
Well, yes and no. They are tiny, like 1% improvements, almost invisible day to day. But the key is how they compound.
Like compound interest, but for habits.
Precisely. Or for, self-discipline, focus, learning, anything, really. These small wins build serious momentum over time.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Small but consistent. So how do we actually build these systems? He has a framework, right? The 4 laws.
That's right. The 4 laws of behavior change. It's very practical. The first one is make it obvious.
Make it obvious. How does that work in practice?
It's all about environment design. Making the cues for your desired habits really visible, unavoidable even.
Like the classic example. Put your running shoes by the door. Or fruit on the counter.
Exactly, those kinds of things. You're basically engineering your surroundings so the good habit is the easiest, most obvious path, a visual nudge.
Right, so you remove the out of sight, out of mind problem. Okay, makes sense. What's law number 2?
Law 2 is make it attractive. This taps into our motivation. We do things we want to do.
So how do you make, say, flossing or studying attractive?
He talks about habit bundling. You pair something you need to do with something you genuinely want to do.
Oh, like only listen to your favorite podcast while you're cleaning the kitchen.
Exactly. You start to associate the less desirable habit with the reward, building a craving for it. It links the action to pleasure.
Clever. That tackles the motivation. But, sometimes just starting is the hardest part, even if it seems attractive. What about that initial friction?
Yes. That brings us perfectly to Law 3, make it easy. And this one, I think, is really key. Maybe counterintuitive.
How so?
Because it's about lowering the barrier to entry almost to 0. Forget running 5K, just put on your running shoes, just do 2 minutes.
2 minutes, that's it.
That's the idea. Or just open your notebook instead of planning to write a chapter. Make it so easy that it's harder not to do it. It's about building the habit of showing up first.
Okay, start ridiculously small to beat procrastination and build consistency. I like that. So we made it obvious, attractive, easy. What's the final piece? How do we keep it going long term?
Law 4. Make it satisfying. Our brains love rewards, especially immediate ones.
Right, delayed gratification is hard.
It is. So you need to give yourself some kind of immediate win. Celebrate the small successes. Use a habit tracker. Just seeing that streak grow feels good.
Yeah,
right?
Just checking things off a list is definitely satisfying.
Exactly. It creates this positive feedback loop. Progress itself becomes the reward, fueling you to continue. Makes the process feel inherently good.
Okay, these 4 laws provide a really solid, practical system. But you mentioned something earlier about identity. Clear takes it deeper, doesn't he?
He really does. This is where it gets, I think, truly profound. It's the idea of identity change.
What does he mean by that? How's it different from just setting goals or following the laws?
Well, the argument is that lasting change doesn't come from focusing only on what you want to achieve, like losing weight or writing a book. It comes from focusing on who you want to become.
So shifting the focus inwards.
Precisely. You start thinking, I'm the kind of person who moves their body every day instead of I need to exercise more. Or I'm a writer, not just I want to finish this draft.
So you embody the identity first.
Yes. The goal isn't the action. The goal is to become the type of person who naturally performs that action. The habits then become an expression of your identity, which makes them much more durable. It feels authentic.
That feels like a much deeper level of change. It reframes everything.
It really does. It underpins the whole system.
So wrapping this up, the big takeaway for someone listening seems to be, well, it's not about massive, heroic efforts, is it?
Not at all. It's about the power of the small, the consistent, those atomic habits. And crucially, aligning those habits with the kind of person you aspire to be. Building systems that make that identity feel Almost inevitable.
Design your system. Focus on identity. Powerful.
Okay, a final thought to leave everyone with then. How might really focusing on who you are becoming, rather than just what you want to get done, fundamentally change how you approach your day-to-day life?
Something to think about, definitely.
Indeed. Ponder that one. Thanks for tuning in to the Deep Dive, and we'll catch you next time.